This ministry content is brought to you by the partners of Terry Savelle Foy Ministries.
Make a list. Don't rely on memory alone. See, getting everything out of your head and onto paper, it alleviates stress and anxiety. And if you make a list of all the things you have to do, no matter how big or small, you're just going to feel more accomplished when you check those items off your list and move on to the next one. I want to share with you a $25,000 tip to get your life together, to triple your productivity, and to attract stunning opportunities into your life. I'm not just making up some random price tag for this information. Someone truly paid that much money, $25,000, not to me, but to hear this tip today. So this is a true story. By the way, I'm Terry Savelle Foy, your cheerleader of dreams. And I want to say a huge thank you to my subscribers. You have truly amazed me with all the support of this channel. We have grown so much this year, and I want you to know I'm extremely grateful and very appreciative of you. If you haven't subscribed, I would be honored to be your cheerleader, cheering you on with new content each week to help you live your dreams. So, back to my crazy story. So, what was this $25,000 tip to increase productivity? Well, let me say real quick why you need to increase your productivity and learn these 3 easy habits today. Because you have a dream in your heart. You have goals you need to achieve, and you have an assignment from God that He wants you to fulfill during your time here on earth. Well, you got to learn how to manage your time or you'll end up wasting it, just being busy. So how do you get everything done plus go after your dreams and goals? So listen to this story. I once read where in the early 20th century, Charles Schwab, president of Bethlehem Steel, he met with public relations consultant Ivy Lee because he wanted to improve the company's productivity. So Schwab said, "We know what we should be doing, but if you can show us a better way of getting it done, I'll listen to you, and I'll pay you anything within reason." Well, Lee said that he could help him and that it would take him only 20 minutes of his time. So he handed Schwab a piece of paper, just a blank piece of paper, and he said, "I want you to write down the 6 most important things that you have to do tomorrow." Schwab said, "Okay." He went on to say, "Now number them in order of their importance to you and the company." When Schwab finished, Lee said, "Now put this paper in your pocket, and first thing tomorrow morning, take it out and look at number 1. He said, "Don't look at the others, just number 1, and start working on it and stay with it until it's completed. Then go to item 2, the same way. Then number 3, and so on until you have to quit for the day." He said, "Don't worry if you don't finish but 1 or 2. He said, "You'll be working on the most important ones." He said, "Do this every workday. And after you're convinced of the value of this system, have your people try it out." He said, "Try it as long as you like, and then send me a check for whatever you think the idea is worth." Well, in a few weeks, Schwab sent Ivy Lee a check for $25,000, along with a letter that said it was the most profitable lesson he'd ever learned. Well, not long after that, Bethlehem Steel became the largest independent steel producer of its day. So, you can make your checks payable to TSFM. I'm just kidding. But using this principle from Ivy Lee, I want to show you the 3 easiest habits to getting your life together, feeling productive, and putting you in position to attract stunning opportunities. You ready? Okay, habit number 1 is keep a planner. Now, I believe a major key to success is planning. I'm not only a strong advocate of planning your dreams and goals like over the next 5 years, but also planning the next hour. You know, I learned years ago to record or document every single thing in one consistent planner and write everything down. Just like Ivy Lee told Charles Schwab, make a list. Don't rely on memory alone. See, getting everything out of your head and onto paper, it alleviates stress and anxiety. And if you make a list of all the things you have to do, no matter how big or small, you're just going to feel more accomplished when you check those items off your list and move on to the next one. 81% of the wealthiest people in the world have a to-do list, and only 19% of the poor do it. Habakkuk 2:2, we know it says, write the vision. I thought I might have a giant pencil somewhere. Write the vision, make it plain. Well, this includes your vision for the day, the week, the month. Plan each day the night before. I never go to bed without mapping out the next day. And one of the most effective ways to keep your life organized is just make it a part of your routine. Before you go to bed, map out the day. Okay, habit number 2 is to embrace the morning hours. You know, the most successful people in the world get up early. And I'm not saying we all have to get up at 5 o'clock like me, but early enough to invest in yourself. This habit right here will thrust your life years ahead. In fact, I read where 44% of the wealthiest people get up 3 or more hours before they go to work. And there's a reason they do. They use that time to invest in their personal growth. So think about that. While the rest of the world sleeps, they're gaining an edge over the competition. You know, I just heard Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He said no matter what time he has to be somewhere, he backs up his alarm 4 hours from when he needs to arrive to get up and invest in himself before investing in others. And in the interview, they said, but what if your call time is 7 a.m.? You get up at 3 a.m.? He said, yep. It's that simple. Successful people practice mind over mattress, right? What does that mean? They cherish the morning hours to get up and invest in themselves. And to do what? To read, to pray, to journal, to exercise. So see, they're just starting the day productive. Why? Because your energy is at the highest at the start of the day. And you just feel great the rest of the day when you start out productive. Benjamin Franklin said it like this. He said, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I say it like this. Those awake take the cake. Now, I know I'm sharing with you the 3 easiest habits to attract the most incredible opportunities. And I'm sharing this based on what I've learned and implemented in my life that changed everything. And I put this checklist in your free download this week. I call it the checklist for a successful life. But I also added, you ready for this? The checklist of the unsuccessful people. Please look this list over and see the 10 things unsuccessful people do that's keeping them just like in a holding pattern. They stay stuck because of these 10 habits. So that's in your free download today. Just click the link in the description and get your checklist today. But the bottom line is, successful people have the habit of doing what unsuccessful people don't want to do. But God is setting you up for success. So when you start these habits, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't compare yourself to what others are doing or not doing. God is calling you to come up higher because His plan for your life requires this preparation. You know, when I started getting myself in order, my life began to overflow with opportunities. Okay, habit number 3, I'm calling this yearn to learn. Now, I'm sure you've heard this phrase that if you're the smartest one in your group, you need a new group. If everyone thinks that you're the coolest, the wisest, the wealthiest, the most successful, you're in the wrong company because you aren't growing if you're always doing the teaching, right? You need to be around people who make you feel challenged and awkward and uncomfortable and uneasy and inadequate, because those are signs that you're being stretched, you're growing. So get around people who make more money than you, who have a nicer, bigger, more organized home than you do. Hang out with people who keep their cars clean and their bodies fit. Go to lunch with people who eat healthier than you or budget their finances a little wiser than you. Learn from those who are doing just a little bit better because it stretches you to the next level. See, following people who are proving success, it causes you to rise higher. And you might ask, but what if I can't get around people of excellence who cause me to grow? Read their books. Do you know what you're most likely to find in a wealthy person's nightstand? Books, lots of them. 88% of the wealthiest people in the world read for 30 minutes or more every day. You know, they say unsuccessful people have large TVs. Successful people have large libraries. Hey, we got a library right there. I used to be the type of person who wasted hours and hours and hours every single day just watching other people live their dream. But one day, I decided to learn, I'm going to call this the key to success, which is keep a planner, embrace the morning hours, and yearn to learn. Or you could say KEY is keep educating yourself. And see, as I began to grow, everything began to grow. My opportunities, my relationships, my career, my salary, my vacations. Everything grows when you grow. Jim Rohn said, success is something you attract by the person you become. So as you invest in this key to success, opportunities will find you. Now be sure to get your checklist of the habits of the unsuccessful and the successful, and let me know in the comments which one of the 10 you plan to work on. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.
Join us for the Icing Women's Event live experience in Dallas, Texas. This is your time to grow in your relationship with God. Get the biblical tools you need to live your dreams. Be set free from limitations and make 2024 your record-breaking year. Join Terry Savelle Foy along with anointed guest speakers on August 30th through the 31st for an unforgettable weekend that will inspire and motivate you to live out your God-given purpose. Go to terry.com to register for Icing Women's Event today. We can't wait to see you at Icing 2024, the premier women's conference for faith-filled dream achievers.